Hi guys, it's me, Mr. Christopher Odi, and welcome to this new class where we are going to learn about the principles of the TOA rule, and also I'm gonna spend some time with you helping you to use your calculators. Alright, so I'm gonna solve all the exercise of our first quiz. This is the quiz number 6. You can find it on Edmodo's class. Okay, so let's start with number 1. Okay, using your calculator, find the following values. Okay, round it to 2 decimal places. So this is pretty much easy. You just have to go to your calculator, you press on the function, alright, and then you go for the angle that you have inside. The angle is 10, okay? Keep in your mind that you really need to see this small d here to work in degrees, okay? If you are seeing another letter here, you can come to the setup by pressing shift and mode, okay, and then you can choose here degrees or radians. We are not working with radians so far, so you just have to press number 3, okay, and then you're gonna see this D here. This is very important. If you are seeing another letter here, it means that you are working with another unit than degrees, and then you're gonna find the wrong answers. All right, so tangent of 10 equal, you have here the answer 0.176, so round it to the 2 decimal places, 0.18. okay, so I'm gonna go a little bit quicker here. Tangent of 34 equals 67. The next number is number 4, 0.67. Let's go for the next one. Tangent of 45, just a rounding problem here with this student. It's not a problem. You're gonna get this mark if you write down just 1. But if the question is asking you to round it to 2 decimal places, I would suggest to you to, in this virtual quiz, to write these 2 zeros, okay? To write down these 2 zeros. So tangent of 45, even the calculator is gonna give just 1, okay? But the exercise is asking to write down there 2 decimal places. Alright, 60, tangent of 60 equal root square of 3, right? Root square of 3. It's okay, you can also answer root square of 3. And then, where are you? Okay, you may also, if you want, as we are working here with this virtual classroom, if you want to give the answer as root square of 3, that's okay. But if you want to give your answer in a number, you have to go here. You have the root square of 3 equal, and then you press to this button here, SD, okay? Even though you are seeing another root squares or another roots and fractions, you can use this number here, this button here, to switch between the root squares and the decimal numbers, okay? So simplify it to decimals. So we have 1.73. That's the final answer. Tangent of 83 is equal to 8.14, and tangent of 88 is equal to 2.63. You have the number 6 next to the 3, so 28.64. right? Let's go. Next question. Now it's going to be the opposite. Okay, using your calculators, find the angle of the respective tangent. Okay, function inverse tangent or tangent powered to -1. Alright, so we have to round our answer to 1 decimal place. Let's go. The tangent of an angle, that I don't know which angle is it, is equal 0.6. So how much is this angle? Okay, so we're gonna work on our calculators as this: shift tangent. You're gonna find here tangent of power at -1. This is the symbol of inverse tangent function, okay? And then I'm gonna put this number, 0.6, okay? So once again, this question is like, okay, which angle has the tangent equal 0.6? Okay, so it's the inverse function that is gonna give you this answer. So equal, this is 30.9, okay? Since the next number here is 6, the final answer is going to be 31.0, okay? Because we're gonna round up. Okay, the same question here. Which angle has the tangent equal 0.15? 0.15, okay? So this angle is going to be 8.5 degrees, all right? 8.5 degrees. Which angle has the tangent equal to 1.3? 1.3 is 52.4. Okay. And then we have a few more. Let's go. Tangent, or the inverse function of tangent, 2.2 equals 65.55. Okay? Once again, just a rounding problem. Don't forget, if you have 5 to 9 here, but you have to count 5 also. So you're gonna take this number and you're gonna round up, okay? So this is going to be 65.6. That's the right answer. 65.6. Let's go next. 23.5, inverse function of 23.5. Okay. 87.6. And inverse function of 60. What's the angle? The angle is 89 degrees. 89.0. Alright, let's go for the next question. Well, question number 3 and question number 4, they are pretty much the same. So I'm going to solve only question number 4 because they are questions in which you have to identify your answer. Sorry, you have to identify adjacent, opposite, and hypotenuse on a triangle, okay? So you really have to look at the angle that you have to figure out which one is the adjacent and opposite sides, okay? But the hypotenuse is going to be always the same side. It doesn't matter which angle you are considering, all right? Because a hypotenuse is going to be always the side in which is not touching, okay, in which is not touching the 9 degrees angle. So the hypotenuse of this triangle is x, the side in which is not touching the 9 degrees angle, all right? And what about the others? Well, the opposite side is going to be the side in which the angle is not touching, is opposite to it, okay, or is looking at the side. So the opposite is going to be y, okay, and the adjacent is going to be z, the side in which is touching the angle, okay. Adjacent is like a side, okay. Fine. This is very important, okay, because you're really gonna use this principle to solve next questions. So let's go next. Number 5. Okay, round your answer to 2 decimal places. Now you have 3 triangles here, and the question is asking for what is the value of tangent of B for each of these triangles. So the value is about the tangent, all right? So the tangent here is the tangent of B, okay? The tangent of B is going to be the opposite side divided by the adjacent side, is TOA, okay? The rule is like TOA. Over here, you have sine, cosine, and tangent. So the rule that we are talking about is the opposite side divided by the adjacent side, okay? If you invert this, you put adjacent over opposite, you're gonna get the wrong answer. So, okay, so let's look at B. The opposite of B is 3, okay? 3 divided by 4. Okay, so the tangent is going to be 3/4. That's okay, this answer. But 0.75 is okay also. Both are right, okay? The fraction or the decimal number. What's next? This one, B, is looking at 8, as you can see, or it's opposite to 8, okay? So it's going to be 8, the opposite side, divided by 6, the adjacent side. So the answer, 4/3, okay, is the simplest fraction, or in decimal places, 1.3. Okay, 1.3333. Okay, let's go. Next one, number 6 here. The angle is B. Okay, so the opposite to B is 5. So 5 divided by the adjacent is 12. Okay, 12. Okay. 13 is also touching B, but 13 is the longest side, and it's also opposite to the 9 degrees, so 13 is the hypotenuse, all right? So 12, 5 divided by 12, so that's your answer, okay? 0.42, you can write down like this, or 5/12, all right? Fine. So let's go for the next one. Find the length of side X. Give your answer to 2 decimal places. Okay, the length of side now. Let's go. So once you have one side 10, and you have one angle, you can find any length or any angle in your triangle, in your straight sided triangle. Okay, so we're gonna use these two numbers to find X. So SOHCAHTOA. TOA is going to be used here because it's the opposite side divided by adjacent side. Okay? The opposite side divided by the adjacent. So the idea here is that you have this. You have, don't want to spend too much time here writing, but the tangent of the angle 30 is going to be equal to X divided by X divided by by 10. Okay, X divided by 10. So as you can see, 10 is divided in this fraction, so it must pass to the other side multiplying. Okay, it must pass to the other side multiplying. So X is going to be actually 10 times the tangent of 30. Okay, so this is easy when you have a calculator, because you know that tangent of 30 is actually a number. Okay, so let's go for it. 10 times, bring it to the side, 10 times the tangent, 10 times the tangent of 30. Okay, equal, when I have this answer, remember, if you want in decimal numbers, you can switch it by using this button here. 5.77, okay, for this first side here. So this X is 5.77, all right? So this is the situation when we have the angle. We don't have the opposite side, but we want to find it, and we have the length of the adjacent side. It's going to be the same here. We don't have the opposite side, and we want to find it. Okay, it's the opposite because it's not touching the angle. It's going to be the tangent of 75. Let me help you doing this. The tangent of 75 because now that's the angle. It's going to be equal to the opposite x divided by 20 now. So it's going to be 20 times 75. It's very easy. Okay, so you come to your calculator, you clear all, 20 times the tangent of 75, and you're gonna get the answer. Okay, switch to decimals, 74.64. Okay, and what about the other questions here? One that is interesting to do is number 10, because it's slightly different. Okay, number 10, one tip for you is that when you have 45 degrees, you're gonna have both sides equal. You don't have to calculate, you don't have to spend too much time. Okay, you see here 45. I'm not talking about the hypotenuse, I'm talking about the opposite and adjacent sides. Okay, this is gonna happen because the tangent of 45 is equal 1. Okay, is equal 1. Let's see this happening with the numbers, because if you have another angle here that is not 45, maybe it's going to be useful to know how to solve this example. All right, so let's go. The tangent of 45, it's going to be equal to the opposite side. Now is known, it's 16, and actually the denominator here is not known. Okay, and then you're gonna have another expression here at the end. Okay, x is gonna pass to this side, and 45, the tangent of 45 is gonna pass dividing to this side. Okay, so at the end you're gonna find this 16, just like this one, 16 divided by the tangent of 45. Okay, but the tangent of 45 here, this tangent is actually 1. Okay, it's actually 1. So it's like 16 divided by 1. So the answer is going to be 16, as we have expected at first. So both sides are equal. But if you have another angle, not 45, but any other one, it can be 10 degrees, 30 degrees, 60 degrees, 85 degrees, it doesn't matter. You will have different sides, okay? Because the tangent is not going to be equal to 1, and so this angle, this final number is going to be different than the number in the numerator, okay? The number in the numerator. All right, so let's go forward. Let's go for the last question. Find the angle. Find the angle A correct to 1 decimal place. Now we have the sides, but we don't have the angle, right? So let me use the same expression. So the tangent of x is going to be 14, the opposite side, divided by 14, the adjacent side. And look, it's going to be 1. So which angle has this tangent? Okay, it's going to be 45. But if you want to check, you can take your calculator. You just have to put it here. Okay, the inverse function of tangent of 1. Which angle? Look at the question that you are doing. The tangent of x, the tangent of an angle is equal to 1. So which angle has the tangent equal 1? So when you have this question, you really have to answer it using the inverse function. So the inverse function of tangent, in which the result is 1, is going to give you 45 degrees. Okay, 45 degrees, just to check. Alright, and what about this one, the tangent of this angle? I'm calling it the angle x, but the exercise is calling it a, so let's use a here. So the tangent of a, now the opposite side, 3.46 divided by 2. Okay, divided by 2. So now your answer here for this division, let's take the calculator, 3.46 divided by 2 is equal to, in decimals, 1.73. Okay? Now your question is, which angle has the tangent equal 1.73? So let's do it using your calculator. The inverse function of tangent 1.73 is gonna give you the answer of 59.97. As you can see, when we're gonna round it, the answer is going to be 60.0, rounded to 1 decimal place. You need to write 0.0 because the question is asking to round it to 1 decimal place. Alright? And let's see the last one, number 9. Alright? Just to finish, now we have this situation. A is here, so the opposite is 7.46. 7.46, okay? The adjacent is also 2. Let's go to our calculators. 7.46 divided by 2, you're gonna find this number, 3.73. 3.73. Now we're gonna take the inverse function of tangent of 3.73. Alright? Here's your answer, 74.99, and this means that the angle that we are looking for is 75.0. Okay guys, so that's it for this first quiz, and see you next video. Bye.